We thought we'd do something a little bit different. Rather than me just ranting away in the breeze, I thought I would ask my lovely wife to join me for a bit of a chit-chat. Brenda, say hello to the lovely viewers.
Hi everyone.
We've devised a few questions for each other, but we actually don't know what those questions are. So we thought that might be interesting, and who knows how that will turn out. So here it goes for what it's worth. I'm going to ask Brenda a question about Paraguay and just see what she's got to say. So my first question is, my dear, what is your favourite thing about Paraguay?
My favourite thing is actually quite easy to answer, and it's the people. The people in Paraguay are just so nice. Quite often I can't understand what they're saying, but they are honestly awesome people. Friendly, very happy. They just have a really good attitude to life. They're just really relaxed. Nobody gets angry. Nobody worries about anything. They're just totally chilled out and friendly.
Nice. Yeah, totally. You got a question for me?
Well, I'm going to have to move that one because
is that the same? Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
What's your biggest personal challenge living in Paraguay?
Oh, I'd have to say the language. The language is very challenging because we know a bit of Spanish, but when you come to Paraguay, they throw in Guarani, and particularly the men are very hard to understand. So, and I'm even harder for them to understand with my thick Australian accent. Even my Spanish comes out all sort of garbled. So, yeah, this definitely the language for me.
Yeah, I agree.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Question number 2 for you. If you could change one thing about Paraguay, what would it be?
I just wish they'd built better houses.
Yeah, right.
Because they actually look quite cool, but they're not really that livable, are they?
Well, you know, some are.
Some are, but they don't do proper foundations on their houses, so their houses might look really cool, but they haven't got a moisture barrier, so they all have moisture problems, and quite often the bathrooms haven't been plumbed in properly, have they? So they might look really nice, and you might think, oh, that looks quite cool, and we could do that up, and it might look great. But quite often, not always, but quite often they've got these moisture problems, and you can't really fix them. They're systemic. It comes from the foundations. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There are lots of beautiful buildings, but some of the ones we've looked at.
Yeah, they don't have the amount of Spanish colonial
Not
buildings.
like Nicaragua.
Yeah.
No, they sort of developed their own style, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some have the arches in that though, which is nice, but.
Yeah. Groovy. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Do you have any regrets about leaving New Zealand?
Oh, no way. Oh, no. No regrets. Absolutely none whatsoever. Really, to be honest, my biggest regret is I didn't leave quite a while beforehand for a number of reasons, but not the least of which is it would have been really cool here a few years ago. Properties were really much cheaper. Things would have been more laid back and, you know, easier to get on in every way. So, no, the only regret I have is probably not making the move sooner, but everything for a reason, season. Okay, question for you, my dear. Since leaving New Zealand, what has been your most significant challenge? You've asked me that, haven't you?
No, I said, did you have any regrets?
No, you asked me about a challenge.
Yeah? Oh, living in Paraguay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not since leaving.
Yeah. So I guess my question's a bit broader.
Yeah. What's been my biggest challenge?
Yeah, since leaving New Zealand. So I guess that incorporates
everywhere
anything.
we've been.
Yeah.
Probably just moving around a lot and living in spaces that were maybe not ideal, like really small, not having things I like around me, not having my taste and decor around me. I think you reach a point where you want to get grounded again and you sort of want to have your things around you. And it's interesting, people that are digital nomads say that as well, that they just get a bit of a burnout of having gone too many places, done too many things and not feeling grounded. So that's probably, and not in a materialistic way, but just like things that I like the look of and or the style or the decor of. I haven't been able to have any of that.
Sure. Because it's been, 14 months?
Yeah.
And I think it's the things that also you don't necessarily think about, like your cooking utensils.
Yeah.
Like every fry pan that we've had in every place that we've stayed in has got a a wonky handle, or
Yeah,
the
there's not enough cutlery, or there's not enough plates, or
Yeah.
there's not enough bowls, or there's
the
things that we like.
The knives are blunt, and
Yeah.
and most of the pots are aluminium and things like that.
Yeah.
Things that you wouldn't really think about.
Quality kitchenware.
Yeah, but after 14 months, that sort of starts to drag, I guess.
Yeah.
Good one. You got another question for me?
See, if you could say one thing to the people back in New Zealand and Australia, what would it be?
Oh my
It'd
goodness.
be nice.
I would just say that for those that are so inclined, that there is a life outside of those countries. And that's not to everyone, because, this is not easy, and it's just not the path that everyone should or could take. But I guess I'm addressing specifically those people that are of like mind to us. If the desire comes your way, then I would suggest you really listen to it, because although this has been a massive challenge for us, and it continues to be, I wouldn't trade 1 second of it. I absolutely have been so pleased that we've done what we've done. And I think that can work for anyone, as long as they do things carefully, intentionally, and take their time and just think about what they're doing. I would just say do it, because life's too short. That's not for everyone, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on your situation.
Now, have I got any more questions for you?
You should,
Here's one. In a few sentences, what advice would you give to anyone who is considering moving to another country?
and a few sentences or a few words?
A few sentences, but keep it under 10 minutes if you can.
I don't want to do sentences. Probably obviously do your homework. So you make sure you're not jumping from the frying pan into the fire. Maybe connect with people on the ground level, not necessarily in the expats forums, but people on the ground level that live there, that have lived there, that maybe come from your country or similar. So they might have the same mindset as you, or being conditioned in the same way that you have. And probably, last of all, sometimes you have to lose sight of the shore to get to the other side. And you can't perfectly plan everything. And sometimes you might just have to say, come here and live somewhere that's not 100% ideal, but if it's going to get you out of your country and where you want to go, then you've got to be prepared to compromise, don't you?
Yeah, totally.
We've stayed in some sort of slightly crazy places, not dangerous crazy, but not perfectly ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, they were clean or whatever, but they weren't not ideal. 5-star or anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to do that to jump from one lily pad to another, really, don't you?
Yeah,
You've got to start somewhere. You can't just come, especially to a place like Paraguay, and just, maybe if you're a millionaire, just move into a really expensive house and find exactly what you want, because it doesn't really work like that, does it?
And your point about expat communities, like you say, to talk to people that are actually there.
Yeah, but not necessarily on Facebook groups or whatever, because sometimes you get good advice, I think, there, and sometimes you get people that are a bit loco.
Yeah. But
not always.
But you can get good advice too.
I think more like how to, like where do I buy this, where do I buy that? I think when you start sort of delving into the personal opinions about places, then everyone has their own experience and everyone has their own expectation about what a place should be. What I would like is not what someone else would like. So when you're in that vulnerable situation of like, am I going? Should I go? Should I not go? It's really easy to be influenced, and you really by other people's mindset, because maybe it wasn't what they wanted it to be, but it might be what you want it to be. You can really only come, and and that takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just following on from that, a really important thing to do is get people's advice.
Cross-check it.
Yeah.
Cross-check it. Yeah.
Because no one's the single source of truth, and what you like, someone else might not like.
Yeah.
And I think what else you say about not overly planning, well, maybe not go the other extreme like us and not plan a lot, except...
We planned a bit.
Yeah, well, I guess we did.
You just didn't do any of the planning. I did the planning.
Yeah. Oh, that's what happened. Yeah, well, it's all worked so far, but the truth is that you can't plan everything, can you?
No.
It's just...
You got to roll with it.
There's too many variables, but the main thing is to proceed with care.
And know that maybe you won't get to the destination as fast as what you think you should or could.
Yeah. or even you might not get to the place where you think you're going.
No,
Because we started in Guatemala and then to Nicaragua and then to Paraguay, where we are now, and where we shall remain forever until, and it will be forever. I think that's all. Have you got any more questions for me?
Can I ask you this one? What do you love the most about Paraguay?
Okay, so I've asked you that question too. Oh my goodness, this is what happens when you get old. You start to just mould into
You're right.
to become one. So what I love most about Paraguay, it sounds really boring, but it's the same answer, the people.
Yeah.
Literally the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life in Paraguay, bar none.
Very unique.
Yeah, probably the only country where I felt the same vibe as El Salvador.
Too.
They were just stunners, absolutely beautiful people. So yeah, that's pretty boring. We asked the same question, same answer, so there you go. It might mean that we're telling the truth, perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, hey, I hope that's interesting and, a bit different. If anyone's got any questions about anything that we've covered, please yell out, or if there's anything else you might like to ask us.
We can have another question time.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
If we've got a roll on and got a few people sending us in a few questions, we might even do that. If that's something you're interested in, just hit us up, as always.
Put some comments in.
Yeah, make a few comments, and nothing about my Australian accent because I've heard it all before. It's just another speech impediment. But hey, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.